Have you ever seen a bug with what looks like giant, staring eyes watching you, only to realize that those eyes aren't real at all? Many insects have evolved incredible false eyes on their wings, and today we're going to take a deep dive into why they have developed this unique adaptation and how it helps them survive in the wild. Stick around until the very end of the video because we have an exciting trivia challenge waiting for you. Test your knowledge and see if you can get all 3 questions right. Are you up for the challenge? Let's get started. In the vast and competitive world of nature, survival is often determined by an animal's ability to outsmart its predators, and some insects have come up with an absolutely fascinating strategy to protect themselves. This is where eye spots, also known as false eyes, come into play. These are special markings on the wings or bodies of certain insects that have evolved over time to send a very specific message to predators. I am not as small and harmless as I seem. But how exactly do they accomplish this incredible deception? Let's find out. To understand the power of false eyes, let's start with the basics. Many different species of butterflies, moths, and even some beetles and grasshoppers have developed these false eyes as a form of defense. At first glance, they may look just like large, staring pupils, but they are actually just patches of color designed to trick other animals into thinking twice before attacking. The message these eye spots convey depends on their size, shape, and placement. But one thing is clear: they are all about survival. For many insects, these markings make them look significantly larger and more intimidating than they actually are. Imagine a small, delicate butterfly fluttering through the air. Alone, it might seem like an easy snack for a hungry bird. But when that bird sees what appears to be the massive, unblinking eyes of an owl or even a snake staring back at it, it suddenly has second thoughts. The predator hesitates, unsure if it's about to face something much more dangerous than it expected. And in that brief moment of uncertainty, the butterfly gets the chance to escape to safety. Some insects take this illusion to an entirely new level. The hawk moth caterpillar, for example, has an extraordinary defense mechanism. When it feels threatened, it puffs up its body, making its false eyes appear even bigger and more menacing. To a potential predator, it no longer looks like a vulnerable caterpillar. It suddenly resembles the face of a dangerous snake. This incredible bluff is often enough to send attackers running in the opposite direction, giving the caterpillar the perfect chance to survive another day. But not all eye spots are designed to intimidate. Some insects use them in an entirely different way, employing a technique that relies on the element of surprise. These insects remain perfectly camouflaged when they are at rest, blending seamlessly into their surroundings. But if a predator gets too close, bam! They suddenly flash their wings open, revealing their large, striking eye spots. This sudden display can be incredibly startling to an attacker, causing it to hesitate just long enough for the insect to make a quick and daring escape. There's yet another way that eye spots help insects stay safe in the wild, by providing a clever form of misdirection. Some species have these markings on the outer edges of their wings rather than on their bodies. Why is this important? Because if a predator does decide to attack, it often aims for these large, attention-grabbing eyes instead of the insect's head or vital organs. As a result, the insect might lose a small piece of its wing, but still manage to escape with its life. It's an incredible example of how even the smallest creatures have evolved brilliant ways to survive in nature's endless game of survival. From deception to defense, false eyes are one of nature's most creative survival tools. These tiny creatures may not have real eyes watching their enemies, but their clever illusions have proven to be a life-saving adaptation. Now, are you ready for our trivia challenge? Let's put your knowledge to the test. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question number 1. What is the primary reason insects have false eyes on their wings? The correct answer is B. To make them appear larger and more dangerous to predators. Insects with false eyes use them as a defense strategy to trick predators into believing they are much bigger or more threatening than they actually are. Some insects mimic the eyes of larger animals like owls or snakes, creating a powerful illusion that makes many predators hesitate. This hesitation can be the difference between life and death, allowing the insect to escape in time. In the wild, even a split second of doubt from a predator can mean survival. And that's why this adaptation is so valuable. Many species that use this strategy have thrived because their natural enemies learn to avoid anything resembling large eyes, reinforcing the effectiveness of this trick over generations. Question number 2. What do some insects do when they feel threatened to make their eye spots even more intimidating? The correct answer is C. Puff up their bodies to exaggerate their eye spots. Some insects, like the hawk moth caterpillar, take their bluff to the next level by inflating their bodies when they sense danger. This makes their false eyes look even larger and scarier, making predators second-guess their decision to attack. It's an incredibly effective way to avoid becoming someone's next meal. The trick works because many natural predators instinctively avoid confronting creatures with large eyes, associating them with bigger threats. This survival tactic is especially important for insects that lack other means of self-defense, like venom or speed, allowing them to thrive despite being physically vulnerable. Question number 3. What is another way false eyes can help insects survive besides scaring predators? The correct answer is C. They distract predators by drawing attacks away from vital body parts. While many insects use false eyes to intimidate predators, some species have evolved an even more strategic way to survive. Instead of having eye spots that resemble the gaze of a larger animal, they position these markings on parts of their body that are not essential for survival, like the edges of their wings. When a predator, such as a bird or a lizard, strikes at these eye spots, it often ends up grabbing a piece of the wing instead of hitting a critical area like the head or thorax. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.